Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Miller and I'm a postgraduate student at the University of Zambia. In this short video, I'm presenting BantuConnect, a real-time chat application built with Flutter and Firebase in fulfillment of the assignment of building a simple chat application. The app that I'm going to be demonstrating showcases modern mobile development practices, including user authentication, real-time messaging, and clean UI design. With me here, I have two emulators, one from Android Studio and the BlueStacks app player. I have installed the build version of the application that was developed. We're calling it BantuConnect. Bantu means people, and it's more like a simulation of people coming together and messaging each other, similar to what we do with WhatsApp groups. All right, so I opened BantuConnect on the two emulators here and we'll simulate registering different users on these platforms. So the BantuConnect is designed to connect Bantu communities through instant messaging. We'll begin with a registration demo. For you to access BantuConnect or for you to log in, you first have to register. So we'll register one user here. So I'll click here and then I'll register one user. Let's call this user Bwalia. And then we'll also give Bwalia an email, bwalia@gmail.com, and the password. And then we'll register Bwalia. Beautiful. So I will showcase the same registration for a different user on the BlueStacks app player. So click on register here, and then we'll enter the details for this user. Let's call this user Peter Tembo. And then we'll click on register here. Okay, so once registered, one thing I need to make mention here is that the app uses the SHA-256 password hashing for security, and then we store the user's data in Firestore. Once registered, the user automatically logs in and comes to the main chat screen that we are seeing here. So if I go to my Firestore cloud database here, I'll click on connect. I'll connect to my project that I created. And then if I go to my Firestore database, I should be able to see those two users that I just registered. Perfect. So we see Peter Tembo here, the latest registration, with his hashed password and also his name, the email, and the date of creation. We also see the first user that we registered here, who is Bwalia, the password hash version of his textual password, and also the name and the email and also the date when this was created. So for the database, like I said, we are using Firestore, the cloud version, but for authentication, we are just using a simple, so here in the code base for BantuConnect, I've got a module called the authentication service module here, and then here we are using the crypto package for us to then create this crypto function that is able to take in a string password and then hash it using the 256 hashing security feature, and then return the hash version of that password, which we are then using to compare. We use that function to hash the password. Given any string password, we hash it, and then we return the hash version. And then we also extract from Firestore. So if I go back to Firestore, we extract this password hash, which is here. We extract that, and then we also keep it in a constant called stored password hash. And then we compare these. If these are not the same, then the password is wrong. But if they are the same, then the password is correct and the user manages to log in. All right. Next, we'll demonstrate the chat functionality. To showcase the messaging functionality, I will send messages from both Bwalia, who is using the Android emulator, and also Peter Tembo. And then we'll notice a few things, that messages will appear instantly and also with timestamps. So here I'll send a message from Bwalia. Mulishani Bantu community. You'll notice that this message instantly appears here on the platform for Peter Tembo, who is also logged in, and it also shows the person who has sent the message. We'll also showcase how Peter, when he sends the message, it will also appear instantly, and it will also show the name that it's Peter who has responded to this message in the Bantu community chat platform, which will also appear on Valia's interface. So I'll send the message from here as well. So here Peter sends a message as well in the chat platform saying, Wino Muli Bwanji Bonse, and it also shows the name and also the timestamp. So as time goes by, it will be showing when this message was sent. And everybody who joins the community, if we're to register a new user, they would also come and see these messages that have been sent in the past, because these are stored in the cloud database, and so they are just retrieved from there, showcasing the persistent storage of one of the requirements from the assignment. To showcase that these messages are also stored in the cloud Firestore, I'll go back to Firestore and then I'll refresh this. Notice that we have the messages collection here, and it shows these two messages that have been sent from both Walia and also from Tembo. So we are able to store these messages persistently and retrieve them to show them to new users who joins the community. Last but not the least, I'll showcase the login out functionality as a way of demonstrating that we are also able to log out and log back in and see the messages. So this button here allows us to log out. Are you sure you want to log out? I'll say log out, and I'll also do the same here. I'll say log out. As a bonus tip, I'll quickly register a new user here and also send a message from that new user so that we see that that user is able to see past messages that have been sent by the other Bantu community members. So I'll go ahead and register that user. So here we also demonstrate one key features. If you enter wrong passwords, we have proper validation for the form that the passwords do not match, or if you attempt to submit something that is blank, it will equally validate the fields. So I'll correct this. Perfect. So me as Patrick, I log in, I see the past messages from the team. I'll attempt to send in a new message. So here is my message. Here I'll log in as Peter Tembo and then see this message that the new user has just shared. Notice that I've entered the wrong password for Tembo, so it validates that password. So I'll try to correct it and then enter again. So here as Peter, I managed to log in. I see the messages that other people sent earlier on, and I also see the new message from the new member. Hello, I'm a new member to the community. What do you people talk about? So this showcases the full feature of the BantuConnect chat application, where users log in, they send messages, they see messages sent from other people, and they're also able to log out. And the major security features that we have also showcased, and also proper form validation. In conclusion, I will walk you through the app architecture itself. So we have a clean structure here for our main project. In the lib folder here, you will find the main.dat. This is the entry point for our application. And then you also find the Firebase options that where we set up the Firebase configurations for us to connect to the cloud database. We've got the authentication module where we have two specific classes. We've got the login screen class or the login module and also the register module. So here, these are found in the authentication module here and also the register module. All right. Then we also have the chat. This is where we set up our real-time chat interface and also the message bubble. The services, these are the services that make use of Firebase to set up the authentication service and also the chat service. So for the authentication, I have mentioned that we're using Firebase authentication service. However, we are using the crypto package that I showcased earlier on. But for the database and Firestore storage, we are using Firestore database. So in a way, we are using Firebase to store the hashed versions of our passwords and then use them to compare when users log into the platform again. So to access this, the code has been pushed on GitHub. So on GitHub, you can go to github.com/PatrickMwiller/BantuConnect, and then you can clone this project repository or download the zip file. When you clone it, you want to cd into that folder, and then make sure you run Flutter pub-get and also Flutter doctor to make sure that Flutter is just set up correctly. And then you can do Flutter run, or you make use of Flutter build command to build your own custom application. Thank you. In conclusion, we've demonstrated a complete mobile chat application with secure authentication, real-time messaging, and professional UI design. Thank you very much, and see you next time.